Namaskar. Welcome to today's episode of Nari to Narayani, and it is your host Jasmine here. Welcome to today's episode powered by Inspiring Indian Women. And the topic today is local community champions. I hope you have been keeping well. Good to have your company today. And for today's show as well, we have two amazing women as guests here. So let's meet our first guest. I'm delighted to welcome Mayor Prerna Bhardwaj. Welcome, Prerna. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Welcome to the show. Viewers, Councillor Prerna Bhardwaj, she is the mayor of Gerrards Cross and also the chair of Gerrards Cross Town Council. She has over 15 years of broadcasting experience in print and broadcast media. And she also had her own political show on New Sound Radio. She has also been the chair of City Hindus Network. She trained as a barrister. She was working with UBS and Goldman Sachs. And then she left her corporate career in 2017 to work in the community and help the people. She has also been awarded the Bharat Nirman Award and the Pride of India Award. So it's lovely to have her here. Thank you, Prerna, once again. And viewers, amazing achievement for her. And we really need to congratulate Prerna. She is the first Asian, she's the first female, and the youngest mayor for Gerrards Cross. Amazing, amazing. What a wonderful achievement. And I think it's a proud moment for all Asians here. So Prerna, how did this happen? First Asian, first female Asian, and the youngest as well. How did this happen?
I was lucky enough to get elected in December. There was a by-election in Gerrards Cross,
Right.
and basically since I got elected, I've just been working really hard, trying to do everything I can to make the council and Gerrards Cross a better place. And sadly, our mayor stepped down. So every mayor we have an election to select the mayor, and he wanted to step down, and I was put forward to be the mayor. So
Amazing.
got elected, and it's just been great. Really honoured and privileged to have this role.
Fantastic. What a proud moment for all of us Asians. So Prerna, how did this happen? One day you're working in the corporate sector, and then you left to start in the community work. So what was the reason behind it? What is the catalyst event?
So I've always been really interested in politics, and I've always
Right.
seen a lot of community work from my parents and my family. My dad's got a radio station, New Sound Radio. He's always done a lot of community work. And when I was 16, I was lucky enough to shadow Baroness Flether. Sadly, she passed away this year. But I shadowed her in the House of Lords, and it was supposed to be a 1-week work experience, but I loved it so much I ended up staying there for a month.
Right.
Because I just thought the work she did, it just really opened my eyes to what you can do if you're in politics and how you could utilise your position to help the community and to help people around you. She did a lot of work to help women in Africa and India, and I thought that's so amazing that she would have the time and the capacity to be able to do that and give back to the community. So after shadowing her, I just thought, wow, I want to be just like her when I grow up. I want to be able to give back to the community and help people. I studied politics for A-level, and everything that I studied, I just loved it. I've sort of realised I was affiliated very closely with the Conservative Party.
Right.
So I joined the party, I think, when I was about 16.
Only 16, so quite from a young age.
Yeah, I was very
involved.
sort of
Okay.
political, and
Yeah.
then just stayed with the party. When I was 21, I was a paper candidate to stand as a councillor in Ilford South, and it was unwinnable. But even though I was a paper candidate, I still fought it, and I liked going out, speaking to people every day.
It's the experience, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience. I think as a 21-year-old, that was an amazing learning curve.
I know,
years ago.
I was still at university, so I studied law, and whilst I was studying law, at the weekends I'd be home sort of campaigning, and then managed to double the vote in that area. So, and it was an area that normally hadn't been canvassed before, because it was always going to be, the Conservatives were never going to get it. But I really enjoyed speaking to people, seeing a way that you can help them if people are in need. And I think that sort of stayed with me. Even though I did go into banking, I knew my heart wasn't in it, and I'd like to do something a bit more meaningful. So I left banking. I've always been a writer as well. I write articles about India, UK and Middle Eastern politics. So I thought, instead of being a banker, why not start my own magazine? Because I loved writing so much. So then,
Wow, okay. So you started your own magazine as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so it was great. I had writers from all across the globe writing in articles. It was based on UK, Indian, Middle Eastern politics. It was in British Airways business and first class lounges. And it was doing really well, but then COVID happened and sadly they stopped taking the magazine. And then I thought I'd rethink what I wanted to do, and I always wanted to stay with the community and do work for the community. So then ended up being elected as councillor and having 2 small children as well during that time. So
that's amazing.
It's been amazing.
Oh, you got 2 lovely children as well. We were talking. Yes.
Wow. I do. So.
Okay. I think that's something to discuss as well. I mean, Prerna, how do you do it? Like, being a mommy and a mayor, like, how do you manage that anyway?
I'm very lucky to have a lot of support from my family. Like, they do say it takes a village to sort of raise children. I think that's so true. Until you have children, you don't realise how much help you do need.
Yes.
And I'm lucky I've got a very supportive husband, I've got supportive in-laws, I've got supportive parents and sister, and they all sort of help me to look after the children. So I'm very lucky in that sense. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to do half the things I do. So.
Absolutely. So how was your start? So you started, you joined the Conservative Party, and then till 2017 you were working in the corporate world. So did you just then like resign one day, or did you like step away gradually, or did you say, okay, like that's it, I'm resigning and I'm going to focus
on my community work? So even though I was working in the corporate sector, I was still always writing articles, and I think it just got to a point where slowly I thought I'd rather be using this time to do something that I'm really passionate about, and my heart wasn't in it. So I did resign to start my magazine.
Okay, so I think sometimes you need to take that kind of challenge, isn't it? Take the leap of faith, if I may say so, and just trust yourself and trust your heart and what you really want to.
I know, it was really scary because you do have to take a leap of faith, and I was earning a really good salary, so I was like, should I sacrifice this to go into the unknown and not know what's going to happen? But I think you have to stay true to yourself and your beliefs, and hopefully then the rest is history. So.
Amazing. And I think you don't want to live with that regret that if only I had tried that, or if only I had taken that chance, and you don't want to be like 50 years old and look back and think if only.
There's nothing worse than looking back and having regrets. So I think I always try to do what I believe in, and if you fail, then you can always go back and pick up where you left off or try something different, but you never know until you try. So I think it's important to
and I think your qualifications always stay with you, isn't it? So no matter, even if you had a gap, if you had to go back to your career, you still have your qualifications.
Exactly.
So as a mayor, what are you looking to achieve? Like, what were you thinking? Like, if I become a mayor, this is what I want to do, or this is my manifesto.
So Gerrards Cross is such a beautiful area for anyone that's been there. There's a lot of beautiful green spaces. It's very child friendly. So there's lots of schools and there's lots of young families living in Gerrards Cross. And whilst I've been out campaigning, I noticed that a lot of women were saying that they've left their sort of work life to be stay-at-home mums. Their kids are growing older. They don't know what to do with their time. They've lost a bit of their confidence. So I think it'd be really nice as mayor and a woman to be able to help these women. Maybe they can be politically active, find their political voice, and to get back into what they were doing, to feel sort of confident and do something that they want to do. So I think it'd be really nice to be able to reach out to them, get more women active and in politics, and also speak to the schools as well, to get children thinking about their political voice, if they would want to exert their political influence when they're older. I was really fortunate to have a really good politics teacher in school who sort of inspired me to think in a political way.
Really?
So it would be nice for the children to see that as well, that you can be like, you can be in politics when you're younger, you can be a female in politics, and it would be nice to work with the community. There's a lot of elderly in Gerrards Cross as well, so it would be nice to help and give back, do some charity work. Sadly, my aunt passed away with cancer a few weeks ago, and seeing her in the hospice, they were all volunteers that were in the hospice, and for me it was really touching that people would take time out of their lives to help other people voluntarily. So it'd be really nice to be able to donate money to these people and charities that do really good work and look after sort of the sick and needy. So there's a lot of things that I want to achieve in a short space of time, so hopefully I'll be able to do it.
Yes, amazing. So how is it like working as a female and as an Asian amongst the I suppose predominantly white councillors in Gerrards Cross? Like, how is that experience being?
I think everyone's been really supportive. Sometimes I think it's your own people that hold you back. So I've always had sort of mentors who are English, who are male. They've always sort of helped me, and Indian men have helped too, and females. But sometimes I think in politics and even in my magazine growing up, it'll be like the Indian men who kind of want to help each other, and they'd be a bit sort of wary of you if you're a female. So I found that a bit challenging beforehand. So if there was another sort of Indian man with a magazine, they'd all want to help him and get him advertisers. I'll be like, oh, hey, what about me? And
it's still old-fashioned.
That's sadly you do.
Isn't it?
Yeah, we do find that in our community, and I think it's a real shame. So hopefully, for everyone watching out there with that viewpoint, I hope things do change and people become a bit more open-minded that you can be a woman in politics.
Exactly.
So it would be nice to see more Indian women in politics as well. I mean, we've got Rishi Sunak, who's an Indian Prime Minister, which is so inspirational.
Amazing, isn't it? Yes.
So if he can do that, then anyone. And we've got Preeti Patel, she's a female, Suella Braverman. There's lots of women out there.
Yeah. So what is your advice to Asian women watching the show and they want to get into politics? Like, what should they do? Where should they start, you think?
So I think first they could either join a political party that they feel affiliated with, and that can be a local association level. So that's how I started. I joined my local Conservative party, which used to be in Ilford South. And then when I moved to Gerrards Cross, then I joined the Gerrards Cross branch. I was active in the committee, and then now I'm Gerrards Cross branch chair. So I think join the party that you sort of affiliate yourself with most. Or if you're not affiliated to a party, then you can join a special cause. Like a lot of people sort of are passionate about the environment, they can join sort of an environmentalist party or the Green Party or a charity or a cause. And I just think don't give up. So stay with what you believe in and keep going, and don't let anyone tell you can't do it, because you can.
We can see. Okay. And who has been your inspiration? Who has been your biggest supporter throughout your journey, you think?
I have to say, my parents, they've been supporting me from day one. They've always really pushed me to do what I want to do. And then now, obviously, my husband's very supportive of me, my in-laws, my whole family. But I think my biggest inspiration probably was Baroness Flather, because I saw her as like an Indian female, and that she really broke glass ceilings as well, because she was, I think, she was the first Asian. I don't think it was Baroness. I'm not sure. But she came here sort of at a time when there weren't so many Indian women, especially in politics, and she managed to do it. So I think she was a really big inspiration to me. So
okay, amazing. And what is your what motto do you live by? What did you say?
I'd say always stay true to yourself, and always, if you want to do something, sort of put your 110% into it. So often I see people doing things and then they do it half-heartedly, or they want to do everything and they can't do one thing properly. So I think work hard and do everything with full backing and full faith, and always try to help others along the way. I think that's really important. I've had people that helped me, and I'd want to do the same and help other people. So I think it's really important to help others around you and to give back.
Amazing.
That's what I'd say.
Thank you. And what about what would you say was your biggest challenge? What is your biggest hurdle been so far in your political journey, you would think?
So I think, as I mentioned before, sometimes sort of men do seek other men for promotion and to help each other. And I think as a female, it is quite hard to be able to put yourself forward and put yourself out there to say, oh no, I can do it, what about me, So I think that's been a challenge. And I think as women as well, we have our own internal challenges where we kind of put ourselves down, saying, oh, well, I'm not ready, I can't do it, or maybe someone else will do it, or you make excuses like, oh, what about my children, I'm too busy, what about this? So I think you have to kind of overcome your own internal challenges and say you can do it. If men can do it, then why can't I do it as well? So I think it's just a mindset thing that we all have to sort of change.
Okay, amazing. I think women are tougher than we credit ourselves for, isn't it? It's amazing. And how about you met so many people when you were campaigning. So how does it feel? Do you think that's a good opportunity to connect with people on the grassroots?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's amazing the amount of stories you hear when you are just knocking on the door. I've had people tell me sort of their whole life stories, everything they've been through. And
just when you've been campaigning?
Yeah, just campaigning. I've met people that have started off sort of charities and pressure groups and think tanks, and it's just really inspiring the amount of good work that's out there. And also people that do need help, and then they look to the politicians to try and help them. And I mean, we're in politics because we want to do good, help the community, and do civil service, really, give back. So I think it's nice to be able to speak to people at the grassroots level, see what their concerns are and see where you can help them.
Amazing. And what about, you said you've been a presenter as well. You had your own political show as well. So tell us that. I know today, I'm interviewing you, but I think you're used to interviewing other politicians and, other people.
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about that.
I know, I was going to say, it feels really strange being interviewed instead of being the interviewer, because I've always been sort of either interviewing for my father's radio station, New Sound Radio. I had a political chat show where I was, like yourself, interviewing members of the community, politicians, lawyers, people that have charities. And I've always, just loved being in the media. And I think there's a lot of fake news that's out there. That's why I wanted to start a political magazine, just to kind of dispel the myths that the mainstream media and the mainstream narrative puts out there. So that's why I did the radio and the magazine. So it's really great being interviewed. Being on the other side is a different experience.
So how was it? Like, did you was it weekly or was it? How was it?
It was every Sunday on the radio station. So I've really enjoyed it. I do miss it. I've been trying to get back into it, but I think with the children and the council, and now being a mayor, it's quite challenging to fit in the time to do everything.
Yes. Do you remember any particular someone that you enjoyed interviewing? Do you have any memories?
So I did interview a lot of spiritual people because I'm quite interested in spirituality and Hinduism.
Okay.
So I think the most interesting interviews I've probably done was with sort of swamis and yogis and just getting a different viewpoint of things. So I think that was always really interesting because you'd always learn something that you didn't really know. And I'm quite passionate about that. I recently took my children and my husband, we went to Tirupati Balaji in India. It was the first time taking the kids, so I was a bit worried.
How was the queue?
Oh, thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long. We went quite early and we managed to get fast-tracked. But it was amazing. It was a really good experience, I think. That's why I loved interviewing and speaking to people that do sort of good work within the community, but with Hinduism as well, and yoga and meditation. So
amazing.
So different from politics.
I think you cover a lot of arenas. I think so. You were chair of the City Hindus network as well, isn't
that's
it?
Right. So
tell us about that.
So try to sort of raise awareness of Hindu issues.
Okay.
So recently as well, there was an all-party parliamentary group for British Hindus, and we found that there is sadly Hindu phobia that's in the community, especially sort of in the UK and America and Canada. It's a new issue that we've been finding. So when I was with the City Hindus network, we kind of had groups of sort of young Hindu professionals. We'd have meetups and get-togethers, but then with the all-party parliamentary group for British Hindus, that's more of like a pressure group to sort of make the government aware of these issues that are happening and how they can counteract that and help our community. So, there's lots to be done.
So are you still working with that organisation?
So not so much with the City Hindus network, but with the all-party parliamentary group for British Hindus, and that's run by the Hindu Lawyers Association. So because I have a bit of a legal background as well, I was called to the bar. Worked for an organisation of barristers, so I do have my finger in lots of different pies. It keeps me busy. So then I still try to help out and do as much as I can within the Hindu community to raise awareness of issues that we face.
Okay, so if someone wants to join or become part of that organisation, how would they do that?
So they could contact me directly. So you could find me sort of on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My email address as well is online. You can reach out directly to the Hindu Lawyers Association or the all-party parliamentary group for British Hindus. So if there are any issues that you're facing, then that'll be a way to move forward.
And so what happens? So you all come together and then you have meetings and then you discuss.
We have meetings. We get people that approach us if they have a legal issue. So sometimes we get Mundos approaching us, and sometimes it could be a visa issue. It could be like an organisational issue, like a structural issue, or charities that aren't really sure how to register as charities. There have been some legal cases with temples as well, or sadly there's domestic violence cases as well that people approach us for help. So there's a whole range of issues, and then we sort of select lawyers that are able to work pro bono or for a small fee to help these people. I
think domestic abuse is such a common issue, isn't it? And so many women are facing that. So that's amazing. Viewers, if someone, as Prerna just said, you can contact the organization as well, and they can try and support for these causes as well. So Prerna, it's good to know about all your political and career aspirations. Tell us about your hobbies, like what do you like to do in your free time?
I love being with my children, to be honest. Like, I really, but yeah, because I know they grow up so quickly, and I know the time with even my 4-year-old, it feels like he's grown so quickly already. He's starting school, and I just love spending as much time as possible with them. And then once they're asleep, then I'd like to read, spend time with my husband, and travel. I love traveling. So as I mentioned, been to India recently. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think when you travel, you really open your eyes to different people, different cultures, the world around you, and I think it makes you grow as a person. So,
yeah. What's your favorite destination? Let's know that as well.
There's too many. I did spend some time in Cyprus. I did a bit of legal work there, and I do love Cyprus and Greece. I think that's my European go-to. Like, I love the food, the culture. I think they're very similar to Indians as well. Like, we share a lot of similarities. Right. So they're big on family. They're very hospitable. Yeah. They love food, and so do I. So it's always good to go there. And I actually really love the Middle East as well. So I did learn Arabic before, so I have many interests. And so recently went to Oman last year, and I thought it was a beautiful country. Okay. The people were so friendly and nice there. So. Amazing. And obviously India as well, so I have lots of different favourite countries.
Yeah, and your sister is a DJ, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
So we're very sort of media orientated family. So my sister, she's a DJ. She also works in radio as well. She was working for my father's radio station, 2 New Sound, and she was doing some work with the BBC. So and she's an event. So we're sort of a media family.
So I think a lot of parents struggle here, their daughters or sons, should we be more Indian or should we be more British? So how were you when you're growing up? Did you have directions, you want to be more oriented, or did you find your own identity? I think youngsters in uni, they have their identity crisis, isn't it? Do you have anything like that, or were you very clear cut?
I think for me, I was very clear cut because the way my parents, I don't know how they did it, because I'm really trying to do the same with my children. We had the best of both worlds, so we are British, but then I think we'd still learn about our culture, about our religion. Yeah. And we're all vegetarian as well, so I think the way my parents did it was, you can choose obviously for yourself, but then when you have those values instilled with you at a young age, it's quite easy to know who you are and to who you identify yourself with. Yes. So I was always very passionate about my religion. I was part of the Hare Krishna youth group at one point as well, so Pandavsena. So I've done sort of lots of different things, and with my children as well, we go to the temple. Okay. They love singing
from such a young age.
They both had their mundans on at the Hare Krishna temple as well. Okay. Like my son's favourite Gosna Shingadev, and my daughter, they sing the bhajans. And they just did that by themselves. Like, it wasn't me forcing them to do it. And with my parents as well, they never said, "Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that." Okay. They're like, this is. They saw us the foundations, and it's up to you to find your way and to learn about it if you wish to choose to follow that path. So I never had the identity crisis, and I love being British. I love living in England, but then it's nice to have a bit of your background as well, and sort of where your family come from. So it's best of both worlds.
Both worlds, yes. I think it's amazing to know Prerna, and it's good to hear. I think it's important. I'm asking these questions because today you become mayor, and I think all Indian parents are so obsessed with their children doing well.
I'm the same in my children.
Doing so well in their career. I think it starts when they are young. That's what I'm getting into. So Prerna is saying that since a young age, her parents were grounding her and giving her the options of having the best of both worlds. And she is a mayor, but she's also doing the same for her children as well. And you just want to make sure that your children are still grounded to their values and Indian traditions as well. Yeah. But you live in London and you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I think with children, as long as you don't force it on them, then they'll naturally want to do it and be curious. I think some parents who force their children to live a certain way, that's when they grow up and rebel, and then you see, the identity crisis happening. So
amazing. So, you are the mayor of Gerrards Cross. Where do you see yourself in the next, 5 years, 10 years?
I have no idea. part of me thinks that it would be nice to maybe be a parliamentary candidate one day, to go for an MP position.
Yes.
But at the same time, as I mentioned before, the internal struggle, at the back of my mind, I think, oh, will I be able to spend enough time with my children? Will I be there for them enough? Because I know it's an all-consuming role.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Prerna. That was amazing. Good to hear from you. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Namaskar. Namaskar. Yeah, I'll see you on the other side of a break. See you later.
Famous pink galaxy of Jaipur, Rajasthan is now available in London. Visit for Rajasthani traditional items of gold and silver, artificial jewellery, traditional dresses and handicraft products. Visit 2 Upper Beulah Hill, Upper Norwood, London SE19 3LG. Or call Hashmik Gohil on 07831 230112.
No drama, no exaggeration, just the truth. A complete news bulletin. MATV brings you Doordarshan News at 7 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. News the way it should be. हजारों लोग हर रोज सुबह से रात तक कभी न कभी MATV जरूर देखते हैं. They might be your future customers, but you have to tell them about your products and services. Let's grow your business with MATV. Advertise, promote and market your product and services on MATV. Call MATV sales on 07970 337036 or 0208 795 0026.
Welcome back to the show. This is Nari to Narayani, and today our topic is local community champions. So we had Prerna Bhardwaj in the first half, and today for the second half we have with us Jeevitha Sampangi. So welcome to the show, Jeevitha. Thank you for coming over.
Namaste, Vanakkam.
Thank you for joining us. So Jeevitha, also known as Jeeva Balaji, she's the group secretary for Lib Dems in Maidstone and Kent. So thank you for joining us from all the way from Kent, Jeevitha. Thank you for coming over. Lovely to have her. She is also the founder and admin of a Maidstone Indian Association, and she is also the director of Diva Recruitment Services. She's an MBA, she has a dual degree, and now she's done the Asian community, especially in Maidstone and Kent, very proud by becoming the group secretary. So tell us, Jeevitha, how does it feel like to be a group secretary for Lib Dems? How is the journey?
It's quite excited working with Liberal Democrats because they support each other. They give lots of opportunities to explore and inspire a lot. And during my campaign, they supported me a lot. As a woman, I'm the only person in the campaign.
Really?
Asian women. And I was so excited to be there and popping in everybody's house, discussing about their problems, meeting residents. Every day, 2 hours was a commitment. Okay. So it was great time I had during my elections.
Okay, amazing. So tell us, how did your journey start? Like, you joined Lib Dems, you became the group secretary. Tell us, because you are also an admin officer in Maidstone and Kent Trust?
Maidstone and Tunbridge Wells Trust, NHS. I'm admin officer.
Okay. Yeah. So from having that kind of an admin role in an NHS trust to joining Lib Dems, how did that happen?
Okay, so just 3 years ago, I moved to Maidstone. Before that, I used to be in London. So in 2021, when I moved there, I couldn't see any Indians. And I felt, okay, we should have a community and a peaceful surrounding around us, just to support each other and help each other system. Then slowly, gradually, I found 2 people and it's been 3 years now. It's more than 200 people.
Okay.
So, and every year we organize events and group meetings, supports. It's emotionally, because we are from India and we live somewhere else in UK.
Yeah, we want that community
Okay.
attachment, isn't it? We want to be
Exactly.
meeting people.
Yes, and we get along whenever the events and lots of sports. It's good to have a fellow Indians along next to us.
Yes.
You see, and that's how one person magically come to in my life. His name is Dinesh Kadga. He's a councillor in Maidstone, High Street councillor,
Okay.
and he approached saying that you need to be a candidate. You or your husband need to be a candidate for upcoming elections. He told in last year. Then my husband said, yes, my wife, go for it.
Yeah, amazing.
That was a great support from my husband, actually. And yes, I have accepted. And that's not an easy process, you know, handling events and handling the communities. It's not an easy process at all. We go through a lot of hurdles with 2 kids, definitely not. But take things positive and go with the flow.
So
It's
you
much
started your
needed.
journey as Maidstone Indian Association. So that you set it up because, when you moved to Maidstone, and obviously Jivita found that there were not that many Asians there. So viewers, if you are, watching from somewhere and, you feel that, you're a bit socially isolated, there are not many, Asians around you, if you feel, so you can take the initiative like Jivita, if there are no other organizations, you can set it up. Like, I think sometimes we need to be the change to see the change, as they say. So, don't worry, and, don't be scared to take that first step and take that initiative. Like Jivita, you can also, if nobody else is there, you can set up the community organizations and get everyone together.
Exactly.
isn't it?
Brainstorm yourself for your own life, actually. Discuss positive, share things, and uplift yourself. Come out from the shell. Nobody stops you anywhere, actually.
Yeah, true.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, and I think
that's
especially during COVID, isn't it? It was people like, it hit hard, isn't it? Isolation,
Exactly.
social isolation.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how I've joined election. Coming as a candidate for the Liberal Democrats for Maidstone area.
Yeah.
And I think in month of July, I've signed the documents. In October, they were announced in the Diwali celebration in front of my community people.
Okay.
In the stage, they introduced that she's going to be candidate councillor for upcoming election. That was a proud moment which I faced, because my parents are not here, but still I feel my people are
they're
the happy
watching,
moments in front of them,
course.
actually. That was very much a proud moment for me. And from there, a lot of campaigning and canvassing. It is all involved in the politics.
So I
was
think
good,
Jivita
actually.
got a wonderful mentor. So I think that was kind of a catalyst moment. So I think
Exactly.
I think जैसा होता है ना, we need a mentor sometimes. कोई
Exactly.
जो हमें guide
Oh.
कर सके. In
I would
someone.
definitely say happily his
Yeah.
the mentor is David Nagy, who's going to be candidate for general elections for upcoming
Okay, amazing.
2024 election, which is going to happen on July 4th. So it's a proud moment for myself too.
Yes, I think we need a mentor. I think, किसी को spiritual guru चाहिए, किसी को ऐसे career में एक mentor चाहिए. I think that makes a lot of difference. And, sometimes, as we can see with Jivita, like the right mentor can turn your life
Positive.
around, isn't it? Positively.
Exactly, positive and success. I would say at home, I would say my husband.
Yeah. I think a
great
lot of
guru.
us women, especially with, kids and running a house, I think if you don't have your husband's support, it becomes very difficult. So I think, like they say, behind every successful man, there is a woman, but I think now it's reverse as well, that, behind
Exactly.
every successful woman,
there is a man.
there is a
Actually,
man as well.
So one would be my father, and the other is my husband. So
Absolutely.
they are just uplifting me in all the ways.
Yes, amazing. So you joined the Lib Dem party, and then what was the first role? Like, what did you do when you started, join initially? Were you straight away like canvassing, or is it like, even, I think what I'm trying to tell viewers is you can also be doing basic admin as well, isn't it? You might be just, filling envelopes, you might be just writing letters, or, you might be actually going door to door as well. So there are lots of roles, I think, available if you want to join local politics, and it is hard work as well, isn't it?
Lots.
How was your experience?
Yeah. So first thing, I was a member for Liberal Democrats Party member. Then I used to go with them for the canvassing and campaigning. I was not experienced well because as a woman, it is not easy to knock anybody's door and canvass or campaign. But along with me, Dinesh Kadka was supporting me in all the ways. Okay. I was observing him, the way how he deal the things and presents with the residents. And that's how I started my career with him in political life. And from there, slowly, gradually, hard work. Again, you need to meet a lot of residents to understand their problems and to support them and help them in a way how they want to be best for the communities, actually.
So did you have to study politics, what is Lib Dem, what is Conservative, what is Labour, what do they stand for? Because sometimes when we come from India, or people come from India, they don't know what is the political setup, like UK mein kya hai, what is the history sometimes. So did you have to do a bit of homework, or were you just ready to go?
No, there is no homework required. Actually, politics is how you understand the people, public managements. If you are a people person, definitely understand their pain and problems, and you start working with them. So that's the main thing, and you take it as a positive. Treat equally. Everybody is same in all the ways, actually. Treat everyone equally, then understand their problems, work for them. That's politics.
That's politics.
That's politics, actually.
That's true. I think it's so important to be able to connect with people, isn't it? That's what you are saying.
Exactly.
I think because people expect you to bring that change, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is what your responsibility is. So if you are someone who likes to work to help people, isn't it? And work in the community and help them have a better quality of life, to bring about that change and be that catalyst, then definitely local politics is the way to join and go forward.
Okay. I would say grow yourself along with them. That's it.
Yes, true. So tell us a bit about yourself. What were you doing, before joining politics?
Before joining politics, I used to work for a GP as a GP assistant. So a little bit of clinic trained. Yeah. And first job, I would say, I will start from my first job when I've come to UK. I'm an MBA background, and I started working in McDonald's.
You had a lot of years of experience in India, isn't it? In HR.
Exactly.
And management experience.
Yes. Yeah. As an independent woman, I would definitely say I want to work for myself, but I don't want to depend on anyone, first thing. Yeah. So I started working in McDonald's. That was during my pregnancy. My husband said no. Then I said, no, it's okay, fine. Whoever do MBA, don't feel bad. To work any industries, because every industry is respectable here.
Exactly. UK hai, this is not India. Because I think even I know of cases where, they come from India, they have good, proper corporate experience and all, but they cannot find that first job in UK, and they're we cannot work in Tesco's and we cannot work in McDonald's. So, koi kaam chota bada nahi hai. That is what Jivita is saying.
Exactly.
You have to take whatever you get and you make a start. Because even that experience and even that job is going to teach you something and give you skills. So unlike, I think sometimes obviously in India it's upar chota bada job kind of attitude is there, but it is not in UK, which I think is quite positive in this country,
exactly.
Isn't it?
You work for yourself, don't work for anybody.
Yeah. Okay,
it doesn't mean that what education, what postgraduate you are there, but you're working for yourself to feed yourself and to feed your family.
And it's hard-earned money, it's not
exactly. And every experience will lead you in success only. That's a strong thing, I would say. Every experience you people meet, everything will lead you in a success. Learn things, grow your knowledge, and find your right place. You settle yourself there.
Yes.
That's the positive things in career life, I would say. From there, I'm here now.
And one step at a time you took. Yes.
Exactly. But every step have difficulties.
Yeah.
Go through happily. experience it, and as I said, every success have a pain. Okay. Every success have stories, and those stories are positive. One day.
Yeah. I think what Jivita is saying is that success doesn't come easy. You have to pay the price. कीमत चुकानी पड़ती है. But then it is all worth it at the end. And even if you face hardships in life, you will face difficulties in life. But you need to take that as a learning curve and learn from your difficulties and move forward. And you just keep going on, like not give up.
Never look back.
Is the motto you should be living by. So how do you manage? You got 2 kids now, you got your job, you got politics. So how do you manage everything, Jivita?
I would definitely say I'm a lucky mother.
Okay.
Because the 2 kids are understanding me in all the ways and trying to fit in within the family, actually. Yeah. And I want to give them the bright and positive life for them. So working hard for that.
Of course. Amazing. So in your political career, like, do you have any, specific aspirations, or like, this is what I want to achieve, or this is what I want to do? Like, what difference do you want to see in the community when you say, you want to work in the community? What is your aim, you think?
I would definitely say this diverse is my motive. Okay, because we can't change what people have said previously, but I would definitely say their change will come from the scratch, that is from the kids. Okay, start from school, support, accept everything, and accept the religions, accept the tradition, accept the culture, and celebrate them. So that's the change I want to get it here. And if that change happens, surroundings give you a good positive environment, actually.
Yes. Yes, I think UK has become so multicultural nowadays, isn't it? And I think we need more tolerance and more acceptance of each other, and basically celebrating our differences and celebrating the diversity.
Yes.
True. No, Jivita, you are so right. Like, it's absolutely true that obviously the older generation, they might not change their mindset, but I think when we start, if we can bring about this change in school and, making the children more understanding and acceptable of different cultures and, the diversity around us and celebrate it, I think that for the coming generations, I think that will make the difference, isn't it? We need to change the children now to create that future generation.
Exactly.
Which is
that's the whole point of it, actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. What has been your challenge so far? Have you faced any hurdles? You think, I wish this wasn't there, or this made my life difficult, but I've seen this through for your political career.
To be here, every step is a hurdle, actually. It's not easy because we are not dealing with machines. We are facing humans.
True.
Okay, every humans are different, and we learn from everyone. We accept them and learn their experience. And now I'm here.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm able to inspire many people. Actually, I'm very happy about it.
No, it's a proud moment for you as well, Jivita. So I think, yes, what Jivita is saying, that it's, you will meet different kinds of people. Like this job, I mean, you should be okay to deal with and be working with different kind of people. You will have some good people, someone who might challenge you as well. Yeah. So you should be able to, answer those challenges and deal with those challenges. So I think sometimes people do like to blame, isn't it? Like, politicians, and, they will give you grief. You did not do this, or you should have done this. You get those kind of people when you're working and canvassing out there.
I have a great experiences while I'm doing events and community events. Actually, 100% I accept their appreciation, and 100% I accept their criticism, because you learn from critic.
You're taking it positively.
Exactly. That's how I learn people again. Yeah, I accept them. It's okay, fine. Somewhere something is wrong. It's okay.
Yeah. I think it's amazing been talking to Jivita. I think, we were talking and she's so amazing. She's saying, we were talking that, you can learn from something from everyone.
Exactly. Every people have a positive. Nobody is bad. Everybody have a positive things. Everybody have the, whoever cross your life, somebody will teach you a lesson and go. Take it positive and experience it.
Yeah, she's such a positive person. I mean, Jivita, it's amazing to hear what you're saying, and she's saying that you can learn something from anybody who comes into your life. There is something positive that you can learn from them. Even if you have an 80-year-old neighbor, there's something positive to learn and something to know and gain knowledge, get inspired from her as well. I think everyone who comes in your life is there to teach you a lesson, some kind of lesson.
Yeah, positive. I take it as a positives.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think having a positive mindset gets you that much further, isn't it?
Of course.
You believe in good things, and good things happen.
That's how we mold ourselves. Okay, because you don't need anybody to sculpture you. You need to mold yourself and sculpt yourself and stay independently, so you don't depend on anybody.
That's true. That's true. You believe in any person or religion, like anything that inspires you, or any spiritual guru or any book that has inspired you?
No, I believe in myself. That's it.
She's so amazing.
I believe in myself. I do mistake, I go through, I do good, I enjoy. That's it.
Okay. So you yourself are your biggest teacher, and your experiences are your biggest teacher.
Yep.
That way. And what do you want to do going ahead, Jivita? Where do you see yourself in, 5 years or 10 years?
My journey has started now, just begin.
Yeah.
Definitely positive way. I'm happy to journey myself where it takes me.
Yeah, you're going with the flow.
Flow, that's it.
Okay. That's it. I think keeping your options open and seeing.
Yeah, please try the new things. That's the motto actually. Try the new beginning. You'll enjoy the taste.
That's true. It's true. I think it's lovely hearing what Jivita is saying. She's saying, don't be afraid to take that next step and take the initiative. I think what you did with setting up the association was great. Like, if there is a gap, instead of complaining, like why don't you do it? Or if there's some issue in the community, some problems, then why don't you do something about it rather than just cribbing about it, isn't it? Sometimes people do that, they just complain. But then what have you done to change that, isn't it, in the community, for example?
True. Blaming is quite easy. Pointing mistake is quite easy. But working underground is not easy. Actually, it's more like agricultural.
Yeah.
Hard work is behind agricultural. Somebody is sowing, somebody is watering, somebody is doing all these things.
Yeah.
But we still complain, this type of rice is not right. Take what you wanted, that's it. No complaints. If you don't want it, ignore. Just leave it.
That's true. So what would you advise to women who want to join politics? Like, what should be the first step?
First step, I would definitely say, please accept the people. Work for community if you're willing to do something else. Okay? Whatever the position never comes just like that. You need to work for a community, support them, help them, go on the way, and then choose your path. If you want to become whatever the position you want to be, choose your path. But I would definitely say it's not a difficult path. Okay, choosing is not a difficult path, but you have to work.
Okay.
Hard work.
True. I think it's because Jivita was so involved with the community organization, and that's why, like she was saying, the party did not, the party chose her. She did not choose the party, but the party chose her because of the work that she was doing in the community. So either you have to, you can join one of the political party that your values align with, or you should be working, at grassroots level in some community cause or a charity cause that is very close to your heart. And basically it's about knowing people, isn't it?
Knowing people, interact people, understand their pain, understand their need. And if you want to do best for your community, you have to confront and do it. So you, when you're doing it, obviously you are identified.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be chosen.
You'll be recognized, isn't
You'll be recognized, chosen, and you'll get lots of opportunity to do all the best. That's how it's been chosen. So I was chosen by them, and I have accepted that.
Amazing. Yeah, congratulations for that once again, Jeevita.
Thank you so much.
It's amazing. So viewers, we are talking that, if you want to have a career in politics, you need to be able to connect with people. It's not something that you can do sitting at home, sitting in front of the computer or laptop. ये उस type का job नहीं है. You should be able and willing to go out there in the community, talking to people, listening to people, and wanting really to genuinely to help others. Because I think sometimes when you become a counselor, like you don't get a big salary, right? It's not about money, and it can never be about money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not about money actually. I would definitely say if you want to get into a counselor, politics, or if you want to become a counselor, don't expect money. You will still pay around 5K approximately, but you can still double check in council websites.
Okay, so websites have all this information.
Exactly, and the expenses are covered actually. So, okay, if you're in full time, you have to balance. You have to plan yourself because you need to get to attend the meetings.
Okay.
Okay, but part time is ideal actually.
Okay.
So you balance your personal life, balance your work career life, and you balance your community life.
Okay.
So it's better to choose. You have to choose your path.
And you have to sometimes work on weekends, canvassing, or you're going out, or your meetings.
Exactly, yeah.
well.
So if you're committing something, you have to work for it actually. So weekends, campaigning, canvassing will happen.
Okay.
So I'll go for it. So I'll be busy for another 6 weeks again.
Yeah,
For
with the
upcoming
coming up elections.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and Jeevita, it's wonderful for Jeevita to come and guide us. So she's giving us advice. She's telling us that if you want to work in the local government, you can join the party, but you have to sometimes be ready to work weekends as well, because you might be out canvassing and campaigning. If you have a full-time job, it might be slightly challenging because you have to attend meetings. You need to be there, give your time and a little bit of commitment. You might be able to do it with a part-time job, maybe slightly challenging with a full-time job, but then again it depends on what role you are in the party, and of course you need to have a further discussion about that. But the main thing is, if you really are keen to help the community and help the people, you can definitely move forward in that.
Exactly. You should have a will to do, and you can get success in that field. That's it.
What do you think about, like in your local area, do you think there's any particular challenges in the community with you?
I don't see that, because that's how I started 3 years ago. The reason I've started is we need to work together, support together, and support each other's system. That's how I created the group. So once in a while we will have a gathering and events.
Okay.
So we all meet as a family.
Okay.
So it's good for kids.
Yes.
So kids brought up with the culture, traditions, and they understand the other religions, understand the festivals, understand the cultures and languages. So acceptance. So this is how our back home in India, this is how it's going to be. This is how the life.
Yeah.
But we are able to give at least 5% here.
True.
So that's a motive actually.
True.
So they get along with the other people. Again, diverse within community.
Yeah, we have so much diversity within India as well, isn't it? And so many different, obviously, communities and cultures within India as well.
Yeah, so it's diverse within community. So because kids work in a different school,
Yeah.
different path actually, lifestyles completely changes. But when we meet as an event, community events, festivals, something like Diwali and Holi or something, so they get the India here.
Yes. And I think so we are just talking about how important it is, and I think community events like what Jeevita is saying, helps us keep the Indian culture alive and traditions alive. And I think especially, as she said, it's very important for the kids to be able to connect to their roots and their motherland, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Jeevita. Thank you for coming on the show. Really lovely to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here today.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, viewers, it was lovely. Thank you for joining me today in today's show for Nari to Narayani. And I hope to see you again next time. Till then, take care and look after yourself. Namaskar.